Hello everybody, this is my evidence giving your opinion on the educational, scientific and technological course of the nation. So this is my introduction. In this presentation we will explore the situation of Colombia in three key areas: education, science and technology. We will analyze how these areas have developed, the challenges the country faces, and how these aspects are connected to the population of our country. We will also look at examples of technological advance and research projects that demonstrate Colombia's potential and opportunities for the future. The education system in Colombia from my perspective. I can base my opinion about the educational system in Colombia on the results of the PISA tests, because these international assessments offer a clearer picture of how Colombian students perform compared to other countries. Colombia has shown a steady improvement over time, but more than half of students still remain below the basic competency level, which shows that there is still a long way to go. For this reason, PISA serves not only as evidence of Colombia's advance, but also as a reminder of the urgent need to strengthen the structural reforms, improve resource distribution, and design more effective strategies to enhance learning outcomes across the country. In general, considering all subjects together, Colombia is positioned around 50-80 position out of the 81 countries that participate in PISA test 2022. We should remember that these tests are making for every 3 years. Colombia is still below the world average, which is very concerning for our country. Therefore, this government and our people need to continue improving educational methodologies to achieve better results in future PISA tests. So, I found information about the result of test PISA Science 2012. Since this year, the result of Colombia had improved, but in base of this information, our country is still very bad because its position is 58 of 81 countries. It's very bad, very bad. Now, my opinion about the technology in Colombia. I think that with today's technology, we have a great advantage. For example, Starlink, the internet network created by Elon Musk, is expanding global coverage. We can see the picture. Country has all our area connect, formidable for Starlink. Unlike to Venezuela, because this country has many problems with USA. We know that. With this technology, people in even the most remote areas of Colombia can access the internet. This makes it easier for students to study, for business to connect with the world, and for everyone to stay informed. Technology like Starlink can help reduce the digital gap and improve education, communication, and opportunities across the country. Obviously, if a region or area does not have electricity, people there cannot access wireless internet. We can to see that picture, the solar panel. In my town, Pacho, Cundinamarca, there are many neighborhoods far away of the center of my town that these areas don't have electricity. For that reason, these people cannot access to wireless. But this government in my municipality had tried to provide a lot of devices, for example solar panels, for these communities, for improve their life quality. Scientific advances in Colombia. In Colombia, most scientific research takes place in universities, which serves as the main centers for knowledge, creation, and innovation. Each of these universities focus on a specific area according to their strengths and regional priorities. For example, National University specializes in biodiversity, environmental studies, health science, and engineering. Andes University emphasizes social science, economics, technology, and innovation, while Pontificia University Javeriana focus on biomedicine, psychology, social science, and education. Valle University concentrates on agriculture, tropical disease, environmental management. Despite these achievements, there are still challenges. Research funding is limited. Collaboration with industry is not always strong, and research capacity is uneven among universities. Strange partnerships, improving funding, and increasing support for research can help Colombia enhance the quality and impact of its scientific work. So, I can to add something. For example, in developed countries as USA, this university had a lot of research that a lot of people provide for money for that universities. You know, I am talking about Harvard, Princeton, Yale, MIT universities. These universities had a lot of research. For that reason, these universities can invest in searching. For that reason, USA is the first country in our world, improving technology every day. In our country is very different because all the research are provided for the nation, in this case the government, and in many cases these resources are very low. I continue. Are education, technology, and scientific research a priority in Colombia? In Colombia, education, technology, and scientific research are considered important, but they are not yet fully prioritized. The government has made efforts to improve these areas, such as creating programs to expand education, support universities, and promote technology. For example, programs like SENA help young people learn new skills, but expanding access to education does not necessarily mean that its quality will also improve. There are still a lot of challenges. Education quality is not there in all regions, especially in rural areas. Technology is improving, but many people still do not have access to good internet or modern tools. Scientific research exists and produces valuable knowledge, but it does not always receive enough funding or long-term support. In our case, in Colombia, I think that this government have other priorities. For example, this government had invested a lot of money and research in old, poor people, because in our country there are a lot of people that don't have resources for survive. I think that this is a good point for this government. The second subject of importance in this country, in this government, is about the Reforma Agraria in Colombia. This activity, this priority is good. I think so. I think that because when the peasants, our peasants, can access to lands for work, is very good. Because if our people work the countryside, Colombia can provide a lot of food for the other people in the country. I think that this priority is very good. How do I think the development of the education system, science and technology affects the daily life of people in Colombia? Technology and virtual education in Colombia are closely connected. Digital tools and internet access allow students to learn from anywhere, especially in remote areas. Online platforms, virtual classrooms, and digital research complement traditional education, helping improve learning opportunities and reduce the gap between urban and rural students, making education more inclusive. I want to highlight that Colombia has great potential in the agriculture sector because it is a highly biodiverse country. Technology could be connected to this sector and responsibly if it will allow us to improve crop yields, prevent pest outbreaks, and assess soil quality before planting. I think that the technology in our country is very important, in this case for agricultural sector, because with technology the people can improve the efficiency of their crops, and more efficient crops, it is more food for our people. The last screen. If I were in charge of my country, what decisions will I make? So, if it were in my hands, I would do everything possible to eliminate nations' research and prevent the country from investing in extremely important areas, such as nationwide coverage of education and health. Sure that taxes are applied to each people according to the... What do I mean? The richer you are, the more you should pay. Obviously, higher taxes to wealthy people will not make them stop being rich. Simply put, if they have more, they pay more. This additional research could then be invested in the nation's priority objectives. I think that explained alone is very simple. That's all my presentation. I appreciate the time that you dedicate to see this, and I wait that I had enjoyed that time. Goodbye.